So, you've stopped smoking weed, huh? Or you're considering going down that avenue. In this video, I'm hoping my recent experience of quitting a 30-year marijuana habit will help shed some light into what to expect. Surprisingly for me, quitting wasn't that hard. It wasn't hard at all. And I'm hoping my words will help those out there going through the same. After 30 years of daily use, I feel I'm one of the better test subjects to get that kind of information from. So, hello again, everybody. My name is Lee with Advanced Living, and yes, I did it. I quit 30 years of smoking marijuana, and I have zero desire to go back. I'm going to tell you what led me to this decision, what helped me get through it, and what to expect from the experience. Now, right off the bat, I would like to say, if you're one of those people who have made that same decision as well, I'm proud of you. Congratulations. What you're attempting can be incredibly hard for some. However, in a way, quitting a marijuana habit has become, trendy lately. We are not alone in this. So, jumping right in, the number one thing that helped me and motivated me would have to be mindset or state of mind. In this situation, my main goal was to be done with years of depression, and quitting weed was simply a step in that direction, not the end result. If I'm strong enough to overcome this habit, then odds are I should be strong enough to take further steps towards being a naturally happy person and done with depression. I compare smoking as a form of antidepressant to putting a Band-Aid on an infected wound. Yeah, it does something, but it doesn't really heal anything. Now, I'm also of the opinion that if you're a casual smoker, or someone that smokes maybe a few times a year, or even a couple of times a month, then you simply like or love the effects, and it's comparable to some sort of small vacation or a trip to the theme park. You like it, but it's a mild habit at best. The rest of us wish we were like you. The whole moderation thing is a concept that I wish I understood. Someone like me who smoked on a daily basis, well, I had some inner issues that I needed to work on. Now, I spent some time internally analyzing what it was doing for me and asking myself, was it still necessary? Did I still need it? I believe that I figured out what was bothering me, and a lot of my issues in the present stemmed from issues I had when I was younger. Now, after mentally working on that inner crap, I believe I was better prepared to quit. In my younger years, I was dealing with some heavy personal issues, and weed was an optimal solution for me. Here, I'll give you some examples. As a teen and into my early 20s, this was the 1980s, folks. Depression back then wasn't really a mainstream topic that people discussed or even sought out help for. If I mentioned that I felt depressed, sad, or lethargic, usually the reaction from other people, my friends and family and teachers, was pretty much, "Oh, you are not. You just want attention. Geez, why don't you just grow up and stop acting like a wimp?" Which is only the worst form of compassion you could hope for. Situations like that really taught me how to internalize my feelings. I really feel bad for those who came before me in that respect, like war veterans who wouldn't or couldn't seek out help because there really wasn't much to choose from. It was also a time when people seeking out help for mental problems were considered weak. Substances like alcohol and pot made themselves available, and some went down that road. Now we get into the 90s, when the general public and medical professionals actually started taking an interest in topics like depression. Through pharmaceuticals, yes, this was the time of Prozac, Xanax, Ritalin, and Zoloft. Yes, we can treat your issues and make a fortune doing so. Their commercials were everywhere, and looking back, it seems like those companies were more focused on the bottom line instead of mental health. Shocker, huh? I knew people that took this route, and to me, they just seemed kind of numb on the inside. I was even told that it would take a while to get the dosages correct, and you needed to bear with it for a couple of months while your system adjusted to it. Or I could just take a couple of hits off my pipe, feel tons better almost immediately, and realized why I loved listening to music so much. Now, this was a far better option for me, so that's what I did. I even took on a mentality that I heard from a Sammy Hagar interview, which was smoke the good stuff so you won't have to smoke a lot. And he's a lead singer trying to take care of his lungs and voice, so it made sense. For me, it was, 2 to 3 hits off my pipe every couple of hours instead of full-blown joints. I would say on average my consumption was around a quarter ounce a week, give or take. Not too bad, as I knew people around me that smoked way more than that. But one of life's lessons that you learn is that you really can't compare yourself to other people. I compare myself to what I'm capable of, if that makes any sense. Now, asterisk, footnote time. Remember, I'm referencing the mid-90s here, not modern times. If you're taking care of your issues with a proper psychologist or medical professional and they have you on a certain modern medication for a reason, listen to them and don't take what I said about medication back years ago to heart. Now, I'm just some guy with a YouTube channel telling his stories, not a doctor giving expert life advice, okay? I wish more channel hosts and podcasters would offer that same disclosure as well, huh? I've also been trying to stay healthy the past few years through running, general exercises, and dietary changes. So I'm trying to tackle this whole depression thing from as many angles as I can. Like I mentioned, I wanted to feel good again, but naturally. Now, if I were to give a piece of advice, it would be the old standby. Replace a bad habit with a good habit. For me, it's obviously been running, which I call the ultimate legal high. But for you, it might be swimming or cycling or the climbing gym or doing long hikes with your dog. Doing something consistently physical is key. It was for me. Get your blood pumping and get your lungs working. Now, if you're curious, I recently hit my 7-week anniversary. However, I'm trying not to count too much. In my opinion, people count the days and months so when they relapse, they can say, hey, at least I went 30 days. Hey, I went 2 months, No need for that, as I simply made the decision to quit. As well, around, 2 to 3 weeks ago, the dreams came back with a vengeance. Yes, when you smoke, you screw around with your serotonin and dopamine levels, which affect your dream state, or more to the point, lack thereof. And guess what? I'm really looking forward to dreaming again. It's been a while, so I'm actually kind of getting off on it. I compare it to the holodeck from Star Trek, but on random play. Now I have no desire to go back, like I mentioned. Figuratively, was if I came to the end of a road where you see a sign with that bi-directional arrow on it. You can go that way or you can go the other way, but you're not going the way you were. One of the things I would like to point out, though, is one of the most helpful things I found was actually in the weirdest of all places, the YouTube comment section. Watching other people's videos on them giving up their habits and reading the comment section was almost like group therapy to me. It was pleasantly surprising to see compassionate and supportive people in the comment section. So way to go, folks. There actually is hope for humanity. Now I've been getting on with my life. I honestly believe that this would be a habit I would have for years to come. I even had multiple people in my life, unfortunately, take their habits to their graves. And I didn't want that, so that was also a big chunk of my motivation right there. I was also convinced that the effects weren't really doing much for me anymore. My tolerance levels were high, so the effects were not that dynamic. My tolerance was high, so I wasn't. But do I hate myself for smoking? Absolutely not. I was doing what I could to stay positive and keep moving forward. During my habit, I even started up my own company and worked at it for 13 years with some great results. I simply just got to a point in my life where I analyzed what it was doing for me, which wasn't much, and determined that I no longer needed it. Now, a couple of things before I sign off here. After quitting, maybe 2 to 3 weeks later, it seems like your lungs say, "So, you've quit, huh? Well, I guess we won't be needing all this crap down here anymore." Which itself is a strong motivator. When you see what you're coughing up or hacking up, it makes you not want to go back. Like I mentioned, I'm at week 7 and I feel the hack is finally starting to subside. Next, I realized after a month, all the THC had pretty much left my system and I was now incredibly sensitive to caffeine and sugar. Makes sense, since I was on a depressant for 30 years. Now, if I have a soda or something after 3 in the afternoon, I will not sleep that night. Now, please make a note of that, as I would rather spare others of that experience. Used to be I could fall asleep with the best of them, and now I have to watch my caffeine and sugar intake, which it's a good thing. So thank you for listening to me. I hope what I had to say here helps some people. Maybe some of you who are pondering quitting will appreciate hearing that my quitting a 3-decade-long habit wasn't the hardest thing I ever did. And for those that need to hear it because they may be having a hard time right now, or maybe you're someone like I was who really didn't have anyone to talk to about it, I think you can do this. You have strength you don't know about, and you have the ability to do this for yourself, for your children, and for your partner in life. Hell, even if it's to stick it to a doctor that's been nagging on you to do so. You have the power, and I hope everyone watching this finds the happiness that's out there waiting for them. You deserve it. So once again, give me a hey in the comment section, and I'll be happy to hey back. Thank you for connecting with me. Once again, my name is Lee with Advanced Living. Stay cool, everybody, and we will talk again soon.